morning, everybody. Welcome to Walnut Lodge, Volant location. This is the Saturday morning 8:30 flow. So it's a beautiful day, or it's going to be a beautiful day. So I thought we would get ourselves going with some really deep hip work today. You're going to need at least one block, possibly two, or something else to put your head on, because we're going to be doing some passive back arches, and some people don't like their heads hanging over. And then at the end you might need something like a rolled up blanket or a towel to put under your heels if you can't get your heels down in a parallel squat. So if you can, then you don't even need that. All right, so that's that. So we're going to start out this morning with some sun salutations, modified sun salutations, and let's just get our armpits going by sitting back in this extended child. Ugh. Just keep releasing in your sockets, letting those arms creep out, taking the breath sideways into the ribs. And then lift up, tuck the toes, press back to a down dog. Just reach through your heels and then press just the right heel into the ground. Pull the kneecap up. And then just press the left heel into the ground. And then press both. Give a couple of nice pushes with the fingertips. Just seeing where that is. I'm pretty stiff this morning. Alright, so walk yourself forward. And then feet parallel. Come up and just put your hands between your knees or your thighs. Flatten your back out. And just breathe into that lower back, and you can let yourself slide down a little bit. So this is kind of what I do in the morning when I feel like my back is stiff, too much weeding. This just really allows that hip, the back of the hip, to start lengthening while you keep that lower back nice and wide. That's why you're squeezing your arms. You can use a block, but you always have your arms with you, so you might as well just use those. And then release that. Hands to your hips and just come on up to standing. All right, palms together, feet are parallel, lift the chest, roll the shoulders, press the feet, relax down through the back line, keep the jaw pulling in. Just a couple breaths here this morning, pressing through your legs, feeling those 3 points. And inhale, arms go up. Exhale, over you go. Bend the knees. Inhale to a long spine. Step back. Shoulders over your hands, down you go. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Keep working it. Look front, inhale, jump, exhale, pull, inhale, lengthen, and come up, exhale, down, and again, inhale, arms up, exhale, over you go. Inhale, lengthen, step back, and down. Inhale, up dog, exhale, press back, breathe. Look front, inhale, jump, exhale, pull, inhale, lengthen, and up, exhale, arms down, inhale, arms up, exhale, over you go. Inhale, lengthen, step back, and down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Breathe. Look front, inhale, jump, exhale, pull, inhale, lengthen, exhale, arms down, and again, inhale, up, exhale, over you go. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step back and down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back. Down dog. Breathe. Look front, inhale, jump, exhale, pull, face to knees, inhale, lengthen, and come up, exhale, arms down, one more sun A, inhale, up, exhale, over. Inhale, lengthen, step back, and down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back. Breathe. Look front, inhale, jump, exhale, pull, inhale, lengthen, exhale, arms down, just staying here for a couple of breaths. I'm going to pull up my tights, lift my chest again, and then reposition my feet. So what I try to get as I'm going through those sun salutations is, of course, you know, the stretch through the back of the legs. But I spend a lot of time, or longer time, in those up dogs to try to get my hip flexors to let go a little bit more. So when you're standing here and pushing your pelvis forward, driving those sit bones down, you get that front of the hip opening. So I've gotten a little bit more than when I started. Just a couple more breaths here. Just kind of settling, feeling the bones go into the ground as you push everything else up away from that. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, sorry. Sun B. Inhale, bend the knees. Stay here in this. We're going to go down to the squat. And then hands down in front. Stretch up into that forward bend. I'm just going to rock it a little bit. Lift the tailbone. Send some energy through your chest. Again, feel your feet. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back or jump back. And down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back. Down dog. Right leg forward, back leg parallel. Push through, get the balance, and come up. Arms just by the ears. Pull them back. Bend that left knee a little bit. Pull that belly up. Drive that left sit bone down. Working on vertical pelvis and lengthening the hip flexor across that back hip. Couple more breaths here. Keep lifting up into the chest. And then inhale, stretch that back leg to straight, nice and slow, right? And then push as you fold forward. Send that leg back and down. Inhale, up dog. Now if you stay here, you can feel, or I can feel, that that left hip flexor is now quite a bit longer than the other one. Press back. And left leg forward, back leg stays parallel, push up, sorry. Back knee is bent, stomach is lifted, sit bone is down, breathing. Constantly pulling the belly up, feeling the vertical pelvis in the, especially on that right side. Stretch that back leg, and then slow forward fold. Send that leg back and down. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale, press back. Down dog. Breathe. Look front, inhale, jump, exhale, pull, inhale, lengthen, and stretch, lift up, pull this back, feel your hips, long low back, chest up, arms down. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, stretch, and over you go. Inhale, lengthen, step or jump, and down. Inhale, up dog, Exhale. Press back. Inhale. Right leg. Turn the back leg out. Push up. Inhale. Exhale right into a twist. Palms together. Wrap it. Inhale, exhale, release. Coming around to the left. Hands on the ground. Nice flat back. All right, turn the toes of your left leg in as far as you can. Right leg stays straight. And then just bend that left knee. Bend the knee. Pull the hip back. Keep your spine straight. For me, I go for the stretch on the outside of my shin and ankle. I really can't get past that to get into a nice deep hip flexion here, but that's why I do it. Because it's one of the few things that really gets that peroneal line of the lower leg. And stretch up and out of that leg. Turn the toes of your right foot in and bend that right ankle, knee, hip. Breathe. And then stretch up and out of that. And then just hang forward. Elbows down. Really spend some time pressing into the balls of the feet and pulling your quads up, and you'll feel a lot more stretch in the hip sockets. You won't be rocking back and just riding on those hamstrings. You'll really be pulling the front of the body so you can feel the push going out the chest, and it'll be more effective. It's nice to hang and then work, and hang and then work. All right, walk yourself back to the front and send that right leg back and down you go. Inhale, up dog. I'm going to hold this a little bit. And press back down dog. Couple breaths here. And step your left leg forward, back leg's turned out. Push up. Inhale and exhale to the twist. Inhale, release that. Come around to your right. Back to that straddle. Just a little bit more here, not much. Turn the toes in. And inhale, bend the knees. Chest forward. Flat back as best as you can. And then exhale, drop and stretch. Inhale, bend and reach. 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 Exhale, drop, stretch. Inhale, bend, reach. Exhale, drop, stretch. Inhale, bend, reach. Stay there. Hands on your thighs. Push. Now again, two ways really to work this. So I'm going to just push and leave my weight pushing into my legs, and then I'm going to take my elbows off and let that settle, elbows on. I'm just going to keep changing the weight here. Of course, when you take your elbows off of your knees, it's more weight in the legs. Seems kind of weird, but it's true, because you're not propping yourself. So just try it and then just feel you can get a little bit more. Couple more breaths. And then release that, hands down, stretch the legs up. Rotate your feet out 45 degrees. And the same thing. Inhale, bend, flatten the back. Exhale, drop and stretch. Inhale, bend, flatten the back. Exhale, drop and stretch. Inhale, bend, flatten the back. Exhale, drop and stretch. Inhale, bend, flatten the back. Exhale, drop and stretch. Inhale, bend. Flatten the back. Exhale, drop and stretch. Inhale, bend. Flatten the back. Exhale, drop and stretch. Inhale, bend. Flatten the back, stay. Same thing. Push the knees open. Feel the insides of those hips stretching. And then again, take the elbows off, feel it, put the elbows back on, work it. And release the hands, stretch up, turn the toes in, and again, just hang over, work it a bit, elbows down or hands in front. I like to just keep pushing my head towards the ground. And release that. Come back around to the front. Send that leg back. And down you go. Inhale. Up dog, holding the up dog. Press back down dog. And breathe. Lengthen, look front, inhale, jump, exhale, pull, inhale, come up, and stretch. And release. All right. So I'm a nice sweaty mess. That's all of the sun salutations that we're going to do. All right, I'm going to get a drink, and then we're going to get our blocks. So, this is one of my series. It's definitely a therapeutic series. And this first part, you could do this even if you weren't warmed up. The second part, it's really nice to be to have your muscles kind of nice and warm. I don't do very well just going into stretching with cold muscles. I gotta really do a lot of warm up. Alright, so messing with my clothes. I really have a hard time anymore knowing what to wear, right? Because it's chilly here in the morning. And I think it's getting long enough to tie. Anyways. Alright, so if you don't have blocks, you can do this on a step. As a matter of fact, the original series was done on a step at the old lodge. So I'm just really trying to recreate that with these blocks. So you're going to step on your right block, or the block with your right foot on the low position. This can go out in front of you. And then you want your hip right over your ankle, and then your left ankle right beside the right ankle. Keeping that knee straight. If you can push your heel to the ground and touch like this, then you need to have a higher block. Because what we want is we want to have a distance where we can, with both legs totally straight, and with our left leg working right beside the right leg, we want to be able to go down and up. So, our hips are parallel to the ground, and we're going to work that left hip up and down. So it's going to be working the inside line of the left hip and the outside line of the right hip. And like I said, you can do this on a staircase. It's actually easier. The block in front of you, do you want to be in a forward bend? And you don't want to struggle there. We just need the pelvis flat. So you can put that block on any position to keep your legs straight. You don't want the standing leg bending. Alright, so shift. And the blocks are unsteady, so it kind of fires your core up in a good way. So you start with left leg right beside the right leg. And we're going to inhale, lift that hip way up. Exhale, push that heel towards the ground. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, push. 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 Inhale, lift it up, stay there. Just keep lifting up. And then drop that heel towards the ground. Stretch and stay there. Right knee is tight. And come down and stand up. Wiggle your hips. Actually, just circle. Just let that work in. It's a surprising amount of work for the small amount of movement that you do. This is really good to keep the sideline open, and I actually did it originally for helping with sciatica, especially if your sciatica is caused by a tight piriformis muscle, which is one of the rotators, and so you really work that back line of the low back. Well, that is the back line, right? All right, so that on the other side. Legs are straight. Right leg is beside the left leg. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push the heel down. Inhale, up. Exhale, 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 one more. Inhale, up. Stay there. Breathe. And push it down. Stay there. Breathe. And come on down. And, well, that was good. All right. Again, just let those hips go. Mainly I like the forward push. All right, on to number 2. All right, so a lot of us won't need this second block for this one, but you definitely will need this one oriented that way. It's starting to be hot. All right, so coming down to the mat, we're going to put our right foot on the block. All right, now this is really about deep hip flexion and releasing this exterior line. Some of you guys don't need that, so then it really just becomes a really nice quad work. All right, so we have to keep our heel down on the block. And if you have a short shin like me, if I pop my heel up and pull my knee, my left knee beside the block, I can just pick this leg up. And I'm not really doing much. I'm just using the angle and I'm shifting my balance point forward because I've popped my heel up. But we want the heel to stay down on the block so that we get the soleus stretch. I can't pick my knee up from here because my hips are too far back, and that's just my structure. So what we're going to do here, we're going to keep the heel down. You're going to push from the top of that back leg until you can pick it up. So some of us will have to use that back foot to push up. If you are all the way over with the heel down and that knee is right in front of you, you don't have to do that. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to pick up this left knee as low as possible. But for some of us, we have to shift forward. And how I'm shifting forward is I'm using that back foot. So just do what you need to do on this. All right, so we're going to do 7 of these. So we're going to shift forward, pick it up, and then you're going to stretch that right leg to straight, and then send that left leg straight up. All right, and lift the hip as high as you can. And then you're going to roll the hip, bend the knee, and slowly work yourself down into that squat. So we shift forward, pick it up, and stretch up really high. Lift the hip as high as you can. Then drop the hip, bend the knee, and slowly come down. Shift forward, pick it up, and push that leg really high. Then roll the hip down, bend the knee, and slowly come down. Shift forward, pick it up, and stretch the leg, push the left leg high, and lift the hip. Roll it down, bend the knee, slowly, and come down. Shift forward, pick it up, and stretch the leg, and reach the left leg up, and roll the hip, and bend the knee, and slowly we come down. And shift, pick it up, and stretch the leg, reach high, and lift that hip, and roll the hip, and bend the knee, and slowly, just 2 more. And shift forward, pick it up, and stretch the leg, and reach it up, hip, lift. And roll the hip, and bend the knee, and slowly we come down. Last one. Shift forward, pick it up, and stretch the leg, and push it really high, and roll the hip, and bend the knee, and slowly we come down. Now, just grab the block, sit back on your heel if you can, and pull into your socket. See, usually I can't do this. So for those of you that have that same issue, this is kind of remarkable, really. Usually my knee's popping out to the side, and I don't have this really nice fold into the socket. And then release that, come forward. You're going to take that back leg and just stretch it out behind you. Pull that left knee up. So we're not in a pigeon position. I'm calling this my salamander position. So my right leg is behind me. My left knee is bent. I'm up on my elbows. And I'm just going to turn and look at that leg and let that hip flexor stretch. Let that knee go. I'm going to let the sweat drip off of my face. Feels good. Roll yourself center, and then you're going to work yourself to that left knee. Roll that sit bone down. Put your armpit or your shoulder over that knee, and then just let yourself stretch into that. It's basically just a really deep lateral hip fold. And then release that. Roll through the center. Come back onto that right hip. And then just let that left leg go straight. Come up onto your elbows. And then just let your back sag. For some of you that might not feel good, so you might want to drive your sit bones, but if you can, just let that go. Doesn't feel like hardly anything, but it's just kind of nice after that. And then we're going to press back to sitting. All right. Other side. But first, maybe another drink. Left leg up. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the explanations and stuff because I think we're probably good. And you might find that one leg is, way different than the other. Like this leg, I'm having a hard time getting a nice fold to the inside on this leg at the beginning. But like I said, that's why we're doing this series. All right, so left leg is on the bolster. You're on your right knee. and we're just going to start. So we shift forward, pick it up, and stretch the left leg, stretch the right leg up. Now lift that hip up. Roll the hip down, bend the knee, and slowly you come down. And shift, pick it up, and stretch the left leg, and right leg up, lift the hip, and roll the hip down, and bend the knee, and slowly we come down. And shift, pick it up, and stretch the leg, lift the right hip up as high as you can, and roll the hip, and bend the knee, and slowly we come down. And shift, pick it up, and stretch the leg, and right leg up, lift that hip, and roll the hip, and bend the knee, and slowly we come down. And shift, pick it up, and forward you go, and stretch it up, lift the hip, and roll the hip, and bend the knee, and slowly we come down. 2 more. Shift it, pick it up, and stretch the leg, and right leg up, lift the hip, and roll the hip, and bend the knee, and slowly we come down. And shift, pick it up, and stretch the leg, and reach it up, and lift, and roll the hip, and bend the knee, and slowly we come down. Last one. And shift, pick it up, and stretch the leg, and lift the hip as high as you can, and roll the hip, bend the knee, and slowly we come down. Grab and pull in. And it does its magic once again. Because I can do this with no resistance. And release that. Move the block. That left leg goes straight behind you. Right knee bends. Come on down. Stay up on your elbows. Look to your right, sag into that hip. Feel that waist stretch. Breathe. Then roll onto that right shin, then roll off to that sit bone. Put your armpit or your shoulder on that leg And then just hang here. And then roll back to the center. Roll onto that left thigh. Straighten your right leg. Up on your elbows. Lift your chest forward. Let your back relax. Just a couple seconds here. And then press yourself back, tuck your toes under, and we're going to go into a down dog. And then just walk hands and feet together, bend the knees, and roll yourself up. All right, we have one more of these to do. So I have to admit my legs are feeling a little heavy because they're so released. All right, so I have to blow my nose. Let me see, excuse me. All right, so this is the last one for the legs, and then we're going to do one more just for the back. So this is essentially a calf stretch. I'm going to turn this sideways just for the beginning of this. So we're going to put the balls of our feet here, both balls of the feet. And then we're going to reach our heels towards the ground. Well, you can see the block tipping up. Well, we're not necessarily going to tip the block, but the block can tip. And then depends on how long your feet are. You know, if you have long feet, then when you put the balls of the feet on the block, stretch your leg, your heel might touch the ground. Doesn't matter. What we're working on is just taking the heel below the level of the ball of the foot so that the calf is on a stretch. So this is called going negative. Again, you can do this easier on a step than a block. All right. So you're going to I'm going to have to use this block because I don't have to struggle with my forward bend. Again, you need to keep your knees straight here. This is, it's important that the thighs stay lifted. All right, so over we go. Feet on the block. I'll flip this up. Big toes together, heels a little open. All right, now just see my block is tilting a little bit. That's okay. Keep your knees lifted. And then we're going to press as high as we can on the balls of our feet and pull our face close to our knees. That's exhale. And then we're going to drop our heels, reach the chest forward, and that is inhale. So we go. Exhale up, pull the face in. Inhale, drop the heels, chest goes out. Exhale, up, pull the face in. Inhale, drop. Chest goes out. Exhale, pull. Face goes close to the knees. Inhale, drop. Chest goes out. Exhale, push up to the balls of the feet. Inhale, drop. And chest goes out. Exhale, press up and pull. Inhale, drop and reach. Exhale, press 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 and pull. Inhale, drop and reach your chest. Exhale, press and pull your face. Inhale, drop and reach your chest. Exhale, press and pull your face. Inhale, drop and reach your chest. Exhale, press and pull your face. Inhale, drop and reach your chest. Exhale, press and pull your face. Inhale, drop and reach your chest. Exhale, press, pull, and stay. Breathe. And then drop. Reach your chest, drop your heels, and stay. Pull the kneecaps up. And come on down off of the block. And then just try that forward bend. It's usually really good. And then just come down to sitting. So if your forward bend is restricted at all by your calves, then of course that nice long calf work really does a good thing for it. All right, so we're going to take one block like this. You might need your second block for your head. So I'm going to turn around this way. So these are the passive back arches. And it's kind of a nice way to end after all this, forward folding stuff. All right. Now, if you don't like sitting like this on your shins, then you can always do these with your legs forward. But if you can, You're going to sit on your shins. You're going to put this back here. You're going to lay back. Put that right between your shoulder blades. And then back you go. If you don't like this on your neck, you put that second block underneath your head. Now slowly pull your chin in, or you can use your hands. I like to pull the chin in and pull the throat back and come on up. And then we're going to rock forward into that down dog just to feel the ankles and the knees release. And come down. All right, now the next one, we're going to put this the close edge right up against our lumbar sacral junction, so then the block kind of straddles your waist. So this is more intense than the first one. If you don't like that, just go back to that first one where this is kind of, you know, between the shoulder blades. All right, so we're going to do 3. And so every time you can, you know, go back to whichever variation that you want, and they just get, you know, a little bit more difficult. All right, so you pull it up right to where your sacrum meets your lumbars, and then back you go. Of course, it's more hip flexor stretch, more quad stretch, more back stretch. I like to put my hands on my feet so I can really push. And then I like to kind of rock it back and forth a little bit. Now slowly pull the jaw in. Slow round forward. Tuck the toes. Press back. Down dog. And come down. Okay, last one. This one for me is kind of tricky to get on. I have to lift my knees up. So this block is going to go on your sacrum. And just however you can get there. If you want to, of course you can watch me do it first. And then what's nice also is to let the knees come up off the ground and then take the head to the ground. So you'll kind of be hovering on it. And then when you come down, you can the block will tilt this way towards your feet. And then that will give you, kind of yet another stretch. All right. Just want to come up, literally put my tailbone on the block, creep my legs forward. Knees come up. And then down I go. So this is the tilt. And then slowly we come up. I like to really feel the curl so I can get through all parts of my back. So nice and slow just makes you able to hit all the parts of that curve. And then again, we're going to tuck our toes and we're going to go into a down dog. But then have something ready if you can't do a parallel squat. So we're going to just push up into that down dog. And we're not going to be here too long. We're just going to use this as a transition. So just come on up to standing. get your towel or your blanket, and we're going to put our heels on it, balls of the feet on the ground. Now, for people like Corey, who else is there? Hi, Corey. Yes, and Lisa.
And Millie.
And Millie. I think actually all three of you guys can do this with your heels on the ground. So then just do it without having to prop your heels. But here's the thing that is the determining factor. You have to be able to push the heels into the ground or into this blanket. You don't want your heels hovering. You want to feel that whole back line of the leg constantly like pushing down and into something. So we're going to go into the garland. So it's basically a deep squat. We're going to wrap our arms around the front of our shins, put them behind our ankles, take our head as close to the ground as we can. All right. So bend the knees. Keep pressing through the heels. Come on down. Open the knees. Slide your hands behind your ankles. Take your ankle bones and push them towards one another. So you literally push them. That'll keep that weight going towards the ball of the foot. And then just push the knees open as the ankles go forward. Relax your torso and just sink into this shape. Now we're going to take our hands open. Today a little bit different. Rock forward. Open your knees and then come down on your belly. So as you come down on your belly, your heels will come up. Right? Now we're just going to roll the heels up to the ceiling. Windshield wipe. And you want to feel the thighs roll, the hips roll in the socket, and then your pelvis is going with it also. Couple more. And I let the knees go. Creep them in. Come up. Push your chest forward. Tuck the toes. We're pressing back into a down dog. One last down dog. Feels good. And coming down to the mat. All right, we're going to just roll down onto our spine. If you can, I'm going to throw your legs up a wall or go straight. I'm just going to use my railing here. And rest. Big inhale. Roll to your right side. And press yourself up to sitting. Thank you all for being with me this morning, because if you weren't here, I wouldn't be either. Thank you all. Enjoy your day. Namaste.